You could be destroying your diesel engine every single day and have no idea. From short trips to bad fuel, these 9 habits seem harmless, but they're slowly wrecking your turbo, injectors, and everything in between. Want your diesel to last 500,000 miles? Then don't skip this. Habit number 1, frequent short trips. Short trips might seem harmless, just a quick run to the store or dropping the kids off at school, but for a diesel engine, they're one of the worst things you can do. Why? Because diesel engines are designed to run hot. They operate best at full operating temperature, and that takes time to reach. When you're only driving a few miles, the engine never gets warm enough to burn off moisture, fuel residue, and soot, and that leads to a cascade of hidden problems. First, the EGR system, which recirculates exhaust gases, begins to clog with carbon buildup. That restricts airflow, reduces performance, and can eventually trigger engine warning lights or even force expensive repairs. Then there's the DPF, or diesel particulate filter. It needs high temperatures to regenerate and burn off trapped soot. But with short trips, that regeneration never happens. Soot builds up, clogs the filter, and creates back pressure, choking your engine and leading to forced regans or costly replacements. And let's not forget the engine oil. If the engine doesn't get hot, condensation and unburned fuel mix with the oil, thinning it out and making it far less effective at protecting your engine's internal parts. That means more wear, more friction, and a shorter engine lifespan. So what's the fix? It's simple. Take longer drives when you can. Group your errands together. Let your engine fully warm up so it can clean itself out, protect its components, and run the way it was built to. Habit number 2, excessive idling. Letting your diesel idle for long periods might seem harmless or even helpful. After all, trucks do it all the time, right? But the truth is, excessive idling is quietly wearing your engine down from the inside. Here's what's really happening. When your engine is idling, it's running at very low RPMs, and that means incomplete combustion. The fuel doesn't burn efficiently, and instead of producing clean power, it generates soot. That soot builds up inside the combustion chamber, on your pistons, and worst of all, in your DPF. The more soot you create, the faster your diesel particulate filter clogs. That leads to more frequent regenerations and eventually forced regans or expensive DPF replacements if the system can't keep up. But that's not even the worst part. At low idle speeds, especially when the engine is cold, fuel can slip past the piston rings and mix with your engine oil. This is called fuel dilution, and it's a major problem. It thins the oil, reducing its ability to properly lubricate and protect vital engine parts like bearings, camshafts, and turbos. Over time, that means more wear, more heat, and a much shorter engine life. So what's the smart move? If you're going to be stopped for more than a few minutes, just shut the engine off. It saves fuel, protects your engine, and prevents unnecessary buildup inside the system. Habit number 3, delaying oil changes. A lot of diesel drivers believe that modern synthetic oils can go 10,000 or even 15,000 miles between changes. And while that might be true under perfect conditions, it's a risky move, especially with diesel engines. Why? Because diesel oil has a much tougher job than gas engine oil. Diesel engines run hotter, work harder, and deal with more contaminants. Over time, even the best oil begins to break down due to constant heat, fuel contamination from idling, and soot created during combustion. On top of that, the emission systems like the EGR and DPF create acidic byproducts that also end up in your oil. What does all this mean? Even if your oil still looks okay, it might already be struggling to protect your engine. It can lose its ability to lubricate, cool, and clean, leading to increased friction, wear, and internal damage you won't notice until it's too late. So what's the solution? Stick to an oil change interval of 5,000 to 7,000 miles, especially if you tow, idle a lot, take short trips, or drive in dusty or extreme conditions. That's the sweet spot for keeping your oil fresh and your engine protected. Habit number 4, flooring it when cold. It's tempting to hit the gas as soon as you start your diesel, especially when you're in a hurry. But flooring it when your engine is still cold is a fast track to damage. When your engine is cold, the oil is thick and hasn't circulated fully yet. That means vital parts like pistons, cylinder walls, and especially the turbocharger aren't getting the proper lubrication they need. Without enough oil flow, these components experience increased friction and wear right from the start. Diesel engines run under high compression, so pushing the throttle hard before the oil thins out only adds stress. The turbo, spinning at thousands of RPMs, is particularly vulnerable. It can suffer damage that drastically shortens its lifespan. The fix? Be gentle with the throttle until your engine reaches full operating temperature. Let the oil warm up and flow properly before you start pushing your diesel hard. It's a small change, but it makes a huge difference in protecting your engine for the long haul. Habit number 5. Shutting down a hot turbo immediately. After a long haul, towing heavy loads, or driving at high speeds, your turbocharger gets extremely hot. Temperatures can skyrocket well beyond normal engine heat. If you shut your engine off right away, the oil inside the turbo stops circulating and essentially gets cooked. This causes hard carbon deposits to form, which clog the tiny oil passages that keep the turbo cooled and lubricated. Over time, these deposits damage the turbo's bearings and other critical parts, leading to turbo failure, a costly repair that can run into thousands of dollars. The simple fix? Let your engine idle for 30 to 60 seconds after hard driving. This keeps oil flowing through the turbo, allowing it to cool down gradually and preventing damage. Some diesel trucks even come with turbo timers for this exact reason. Habit number 6. Using poor quality diesel fuel. Using poor quality diesel fuel, something that seems minor but can quietly cause major damage over time. Not all diesel is the same. Dirty or contaminated fuel can wreak havoc on your engine. One of the first things it can do is clog your fuel injectors. These are precision components that rely on clean fuel to deliver the right spray pattern into your combustion chamber. When debris or water gets in, the injectors can't do their job properly, and that leads to poor performance and reduced fuel efficiency. It gets worse. Contaminated fuel can also corrode your fuel system. Moisture in diesel or poor quality additives can break down seals, damage metal components, and lead to expensive repairs. Over time, this kind of internal wear can shorten the life of your fuel pump, injectors, and even your combustion chambers. Then there's incomplete combustion. When your engine is running on low-quality diesel, it doesn't burn as clean or as efficiently. That means more soot, more emissions, and more strain on components like the DPF and EGR. It can also make your engine feel sluggish and reduce your overall mileage. The good news? This is one of the easiest problems to avoid. Stick to fuel from high-traffic, reputable stations, places that regularly cycle fresh diesel. Drain your water separator as part of your routine maintenance, especially if you live in a humid or rainy climate. And if needed, use a high-quality diesel additive to improve fuel cleanliness, boost cetane levels, and keep your injectors clean. Habit number 7. Ignoring air filter maintenance. Your diesel engine needs a steady flow of clean air to run efficiently. When the air filter gets dirty or clogged, airflow drops significantly. This leads to poor combustion inside the engine, which means more soot and unburned fuel. That extra soot causes your exhaust gas temperatures, EGTs, to rise, putting extra stress on critical components like the turbocharger and diesel particulate filter, DPF. Over time, this strain can cause premature wear or even failure. The fix is straightforward. Check your air filter regularly and replace it whenever it looks dirty or clogged, especially if you drive in dusty or harsh environments. Keeping your air filter clean helps your engine breathe better, run cleaner, and last longer. Habit number 8. Towing without monitoring EGTs. Are you towing without keeping an eye on your exhaust gas temperatures, also known as EGTs? If you're hauling heavy loads and not monitoring this, you're playing with fire. Literally, towing puts a massive strain on your engine, and one of the first things to skyrocket under that load is exhaust heat. The harder your engine works, the hotter your exhaust gases get, and we're not talking just warm. We're talking extreme temperatures that can easily melt pistons, crack exhaust manifolds, and destroy your turbocharger. A lot of drivers don't realize just how fast EGTs can rise, especially on long uphill pulls or when towing in high gears. By the time you smell something wrong or see smoke, the damage is already done. That's why installing an EGT gauge is a must if you tow regularly. It gives you a real-time look at what's happening inside your engine. If the temps start climbing too high, you can ease off the throttle, downshift, or give your truck a break before things get critical. Think of it like a warning light that actually gives you time to react. Without it, you're towing blind. So don't let high temps silently cook your engine. A simple gauge can save you from thousands in repairs and keep your diesel running strong no matter how heavy the haul. Habit number 9. Lugging the engine. It's one of the most common mistakes diesel drivers make without even realizing it. Lugging happens when you drive in too high a gear at too low an RPM. The engine struggles to keep up with the load, and that puts a massive amount of strain on internal components like the crankshaft, connecting rods, and bearings. It's like trying to pedal a bike uphill in top gear. You're forcing everything to work harder than it should. This kind of strain doesn't just wear things out faster. It also causes heavy vibrations that ripple through the engine. Those vibrations increase wear on moving parts and lead to poor combustion. And when combustion is off, you get more soot, more emissions, and a higher chance of clogging up your EGR and DPF systems. The solution is simple. Don't be afraid to downshift. Keep your RPMs within the engine's optimal torque band, usually in the mid-range where the engine feels smooth and responsive. That's where diesel engines make their power most efficiently. So if your truck is shaking, bogging down, or just doesn't feel right when pulling a load, it's probably lugging. Drop a gear, let the engine breathe, and you'll protect it from unnecessary stress while also getting better performance. And there you have it, 9 diesel driving habits that are quietly wrecking your engine. Most of these mistakes seem harmless, but over time, they can cost you thousands in repairs or worse, cut your engine's life in half. The good news? Every single one of these habits is avoidable. A few small changes in how you drive and maintain your diesel can make the difference between an engine that fails at 100,000 miles and one that runs strong past 500,000. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. It helps more diesel owners like you find the info they need. Got your own maintenance tip or a horror story from ignoring one of these habits? Drop it in the comments below. I read every one. And don't forget to subscribe for more engine-saving tips, real-world breakdowns, and no-nonsense diesel advice every single week.